Hello everyone, welcome back. So good to have you join me here today. Well, I've got a last little project to put into the Busy Bee journal, but of course this would go into any theme, and I'm using again the music sheet that we put in here at the very start. So I've earmarked the place for the one that I've completed, and then we're going to make the same, slightly different elements, but for the other signature. So I hope that you're excited to follow along with me today. How are you all doing? I hope you're well. Right, so here we have the music sheet that I have transformed a little bit. I've stuck this piece of lacy background paper on here to make a writing spot, and then I've used my die cut, which I shared with you at the start. It looks like this. I got it off Amazon, so you can get it there if you don't have one. To put a bit of a honeycomb effect there with one of the die cuts, one of the fussy cuts, little bits of pieces that we did in various projects. I think that's the Bits and Bobs project, and a flower, and I really love how that's turned out. So I have then just made this into a bit of a pocket. This is about a 2-inch fold up, and then I've put in these altered book pages. These are the mini ones. I've just cut those in half and stuck them onto some lining paper, added a tab and slid those in there. So there we go, there's the one on that side, and then it goes through to the other side here where we've got another 2 bits. Again, just some stenciling and layering there, and then we've got a tab at the top, and then we've got the same sort of a thing on the other side, and I quite like how that's turned out. Right, I especially love it here where we've got lots going on and it looks really amazing. So that's what we're going to do today. Right, I'm going to remove that out of there. Just move that up so I know where it goes. We will just put that to the side over here in case I need to refer to it for any reason. And then I'm going to our other signature, this one, and I'm going to take out the page there. So that's what we folded up at the start. And again, I'm just going to move that up so I know where it goes. We can put that back over there, can't we? All right, so you've got your music paper sheet. Standard music sheet. I have taken 2 inches and folded that up. You might want to just trim that off a little bit. I'm not going to worry about it too much, just that little bit there. And that's what we're going to start with. So really quite a simple base. Now what I'm going to do straight away is just put some glue on this end here, just on the end, a bit in the middle, not that that's important really, and then just on the end here, just so that we can seal up and have our pockets there. So that's what we have. Got a pocket there now and a pocket there. Right, I'm going to now just quickly grab my little stencil that I've been using quite a lot, and I'm going to grab my 2 distress inks. So I'm using the Fossilized Amber and the Victorian Velvet, and then I just need to grab those 2 brushes. So really simple and very relaxing to do this. So this Fossiled Amber is quite a dark color, so just tap it gently on there and then lightly get that a little bit on that side and then a little bit on this side. And again, this stencil I got from Amazon from my favorite tools list. It is there. Okay, so that's all we're going to do there. Really simple, but a lovely effect. And then I'd just like to blend in a bit of the pink. So yeah, going a little bit over on the yellow, and the same on this side. I quite like how this turns out. Yeah, so we'll just put those to the side. And that's all the stenciling that we need to do. Now if you don't have a honeycomb stencil, just use the one that you have, because that's absolutely fine. Right, now I've taken this page. This is a page that I gave you in the background pages, I think, or the journal pages, I can't remember now, but it's to do with busy bees. And I've used this page throughout as like strips of faux washi. So that's what I've done there. So I'm going to put that right across there, but I do want to trim it in the middle. So I am going to fold it pretty much. Let's just fold it in half like that. We are going to trim a little bit off because I don't want it bulking up in the middle. So if I have a look there, and we want to make a mark there, that's the middle. And now we have 2 bits that we're going to stick down. So let's do that. How has your week been? I've had a busy week. I've had lots to do and working on that new kit. So that's always good. So I'm excited to share that with you. I should be doing that. I'm hoping to do that next week, Tuesday, so a week's time. So yeah, look out for that one. Right, that one there, we just got a little bit there, so that's perfect. I'm hoping you love it as much as I do. I had great fun putting that together. I've just got a couple of the ephemera bits and things to do there, but yeah, it's coming along wonderfully. Let's just line that up a little bit that way. Good. So there we go, we've got that on, and we're doing well already. Can't complain. Right, I've got a number of goodies that I've put aside here. I want to just grab that lot and this lot and move that back. We'll get to the rest in a minute. Again, these are from my bits and bobs. This I've stamped on book pages, and I see my names on there, which is quite amazing. I didn't even know that was a character in that book when I read it. And I'm just going to layer this up a little bit, so I won't cover that bee, but this is just, these stamps came from the field notes. The stamp is an anonymous field notes, which I love, and yeah, that's how I got to have those, how I made those. But you'll see the details for that on that bits and bobs video if you haven't seen it already. I did add it to the playlist for the Busy Bee Journal. If you've missed any of these episodes, if you're new here or you haven't seen many of my videos, you'll know that I have a playlist for every one of the projects that I create. So this is the Busy Bee Journal project, and any of the episodes that you might have missed can be found if you click on the more for the description box, and then in there I have the playlist for this journal. Right, I'm just layering up some stuff here. I want to get that there, but I also want to fit this on. So this is just one of my little stamped words that came from that same video. Really handy little bits when you're layering. And then I want to just sort of tuck that. Yeah, here's good. Right, so we've got those little layers going on there, and I've taken some other bits there, and these are the fussy cuts from the kit. So I'm just using, again, some bits and pieces and seeing how I want this to go. Something like that. So let's start with this. Yeah, lots of fun. We've had great weather, so that's always been good. A bit on the hot side last week. Too much for me. I don't like the heat anymore. I don't know if that's a thing that happens as you get older, because having grown up in South Africa, temperatures there would sometimes hit 40 degrees in the summer, and Celsius, that is. So yeah, that's just too much, and I take strain when it hits 25 degrees Celsius. So yeah, I think it must be an age thing. Well, that's how it seems to me. You guys can let me know what you think. Right, I've got this little flower here, and again, I think I need to just lift it up here so I I can stick in this little bit. So I've been having fun working on completing this journal, and I will do a flip through of that as soon as that's complete. So hopefully it won't be too long. Right, there we go. That's that side done. I quite like it. Now, I'm just having a look here now. I can't remember if I did it on this one. Oh, I did. I did actually stencil a little bit at the top there. It was just what was remaining on the brush. So I'm going to do the same sort of a thing, just for the corners. If I can just get that on there. Okay, so that side complete. Really simple. And again, another one that you can make for any journal theme whatsoever. Right, so we've come to the other side here now, and really I need to find something to add here, one of these pages that we can just write on. So I'm going to grab that quickly. Okay, so I've grabbed 2 strips of paper here. These are going to go along the bottom, and this one comes from this piece here that I had, and this one comes from one of the collage pages with the pink flowers, and that's the pancakes at the bottom. So those are just scraps that I had, and I have torn using my tear ruler. You can use your fingers, guys. This 2 pieces of paper like this from the creamy lace background, because it's nice to write on, but any one of those would work. These are 4 by 4.75 inches, so you're looking at 10 by about 12 centimeters, there or thereabouts. Just something that's going to fit onto your book page, sort of like that. Okay, so we are going to get those stuck down. Okay, so we're going to leave a little bit of a gap here, and here's the edge, so slightly more over, and stick that down there, and do exactly the same with the other side. I'm lining them up here, but in reality, these aren't going to be next to each other. You're going to have this in the middle of a signature. Right, so you've got that there. The next thing you want to do is take these 2 scrappy bits and just stick one on each side. So let's just get that on. And again, another great way to use up scraps. I mean, I think they make the best embellishments, really. So we want to get that on there. And this one on the other side. There we go. Right. Now comes the fun bit. We're going to put together these little bits and pieces. So the first thing that you want to do is, if you have this, is take one of these honeycomb pieces. Now it's a nightmare to try and get that all stuck down, so I'm just going to take a piece. You can do this on your hand if you want, but I'm going to just do this on this piece of paper here, where I'm going to put some Fabri-Tac, quite a lot of it, on here like that. And then I'm going to just dip this in on here like that, and then get this slightly off the page and on the page, if that makes sense. Now you can always go back with your glue and touch up wherever you see it's not got any glue. So for example here, or with your Fabri-Tac, whatever you feel you need to do. There we go. And then there's just this little bit over there. All right, so there's the one. And then on the other side, we want to do the same. Right, so we've got those two bits stuck on, and this is where I then went and got some die cuts. So here's one of the little pinkish flowers. The other color, I used the lighter pink on the other one, but whatever you have is absolutely fine. This is just for a splash of color, really. We'll get that. I'm going to sort of angle it a little bit, like that. That's it. And then we'll do the same with the other side. So I've got this one. And again, all of these are on my Amazon favorite tools lists. Angles there. All right. Now it's just a case of using some fussy cuts and a bit of layering again. So on this side, I made my life difficult and just decided I wanted to put a few bits. So I think I'm going to do this sort of thing. So let's start with this little frame. Love these little frames, and again, they're part of that Field Notes bits and bobs video that I did. So we're going to get that one there, and this one, a really versatile set. And I've just used the same inks that I have used to do my stenciling and everything with. So, you know, making full use of them. And get that one there. This is again just one of those little fussy cuts. I'm going to press it down properly. I just want it got to hive here. With our stamp with my letter set. Contact USA, I think it is. Also really useful. I'm going to just stick that. I'm going to stick it this side. And then I've fussy cut one of the bee stamps that I have. Also from one of my stamp collectors kits, and I just thought I'd put that sort of there. Okay, so that's looking great. And then on this side I've got the bigger bee, nectar and a honeycomb. So again, I'm just going to see how I want it. I'm going to put the bee further up, I think, and then we'll get the nectar. Yeah, this will be the last video for this journal before I do a flip through of the final outcome of it. But yeah, it's just been amazing to make, and I'm so glad I did the bee one. But the next one's going to be even lovelier, and I know you're all going to rave about it. Oh yes you are. So look forward to that. So that'll be Tuesday, I'm hoping, if I can get my act together by then. Let's hope so. Right, so we've got our little bee, and that's going to put a nice pop of contrast black in there. How adorable is that? Right, all we've got to do now is I've got two flowers. I don't know where I'm putting them. We'll find a spot. We'll find a spot, possibly there. So there's the one. Something like that. So we'll just get that on there. And we'll do the same on the other side. Like that. So that was simple. These are just those mini flowers from my shop. Right, so we've got all of that done. So the only thing to do now is I took two of my tabs that come in the kit. I have just inked around the edges here. I want to get some glue on, so we're going to start first of all with gluing one side, and then just need to lift this up so I can see. Just get that on like that, and then some glue over there. All right, and then the same on the other side. Right, and then all I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little hole here, put in one of my little eyelets. There we go. And the same here. All right, and then we've just got some ribbon to go in. So this is the bee ribbon from my ribbon bundle. Okay, and then we want to just tie a little bunny ear bow here, like that. And then we can just angle that there and here. And then the same on the other side. Right, so that's our little layering exercise there. Don't they look lovely? Here's the other one that you can see. I used the pink flowers there and the darker pink die cuts there. So that's that side. And now just the other side, it's just a case of putting in your ephemera. So I took a full page of these many altered book pages. So on a printed sheet I print 2 pages, so there are 2 of those and the other 2. I've backed them onto this paper and just cut them out and added tabs onto the top there. All right, these are those little notelets, and I did actually print out more ephemera for this, so there we go, and for this as well. All right, I've just added some fabric on there and stitched around the edges. Okay, right, so all we want to do now is we want to add in our little altered pages, because you can write nicely on the back there. And then these 2 little bits, so this is just bending a bit, so my answer to that is just to go like that. All right, and then we want to put that one in there and that one in there, and there we have it. How amazing is that? You've got nice writing spots here, and lots of writing spots on the back of these, and I like how they've turned out. That's it. Right, so I will put those back into the signatures. I'm going to take a photo first so I can show you. So have a look at the end where I take close-up photos for you to have a look at the finer details, and go and give it a go. And look out for next week, Tuesday, I will be putting out the new kit. All right, so I think if I manage to finish this journal and the kit by Friday, then I'll put it out. Otherwise it'll have to be the following Friday. But go and have a go at this, and I'll see you all very soon. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. Bye bye for now.